Hi everyone, Nigel Saunders here. Today's video starts on my morning walk in the forest. My morning walks give me time to think about what I have to do today and also what I want to do today. On my list of things that I have to do today, I have to fix the wagon. The steering broke on it, and the kids need it to deliver their papers. But one of the things I want to do today is I want to repot my needle Juniper Bonsai that I got last fall. It's probably very root bound. Like my elm tree, it'll be sort of a tangled knot of roots. So I'll do as much as I can. I'll have to put it in a larger pot and grow a new root system. So it'll be a challenge. I have a really nice branch here that I can do chin-ups on. So I usually jump up and pull down. I was just standing inside a living tree. I'll show you the view. And the tree is very much alive, even vigorous up top. I've been doing these morning walks for almost a year. Midsummer it'll be about a year. Really loving it. My morning walks aren't all pleasure. I'm about to enter the gym area of the workout and I'll start to feel the pain. So I usually begin this portion with 3 sets of 10 squats. So here I go. Next on the list is my push-ups. I do 3 sets of 10. So here we go. I'm coming up to the cedar forest, so it'll be time for my morning breathing exercises. The cedars have greened up really nicely just lately. It's just beautiful in here. I'm here in the sunshine, and I'm going to do 10 deep breathing exercises. Breathing in through my nose and exhaling through my mouth. So here I go. That gets lots of oxygen in your body. When you first start doing it, you might feel a little lightheaded, but you get very used to it and it feels really good. Well, that's enough flexing for today. Let's head back and enter the bonsai zone. Yesterday, I finished everything I had to do, but I didn't get time to do everything I wanted to do. So I didn't get to repot my needle juniper yet, but I'm going to start today. This is my needle juniper, and I've done a previous video where I explained that I wanted to style this tree like one of the bonsai trees from the original Blade Runner movie. My Blade Runner replicant tree is in a clay pot right now, a really nice clay pot, but I don't want this pot cracking in the winter, so I'm going to move it to a rectangular mica pot. I've got my asparagus fern out here now. This is the pot that I want to plant my needle juniper in, so now I've got to find a pot to put my asparagus fern in. So here's the pot I picked for my asparagus fern. It's a nice clay pot. The asparagus fern never sees frost. It's always brought inside for the winter, so there shouldn't be any danger of this clay pot cracking in cold weather. The new clay pot for the asparagus fern is actually a little bigger than the old mica pot it was in, so repotting should be pretty easy. I'll just comb the roots out and almost slip fit it into the new pot. My asparagus fern was in the back corner of the plant room where I couldn't really reach it, so the only way I could water it was with the spray bottle, and it's grown really long and needs pruning. So that's the first thing I'm going to do before I repot, is prune the tree down and clean it up. I'm going to start with a profile prune, reducing all these long shoots back to a rounded canopy. So here I go. I've almost finished the pruning. Just a few more on this side. These may die back, but there'll be new shoots that grow in. My asparagus fern has a lot of brown foliage here that's died back, but that's quite normal. As the new leaves get old, they turn brown and die off, and they're being constantly replaced by green foliage. My next task will be to go in and clean up all that dead foliage, so just trim it out. You can just trim it at the base down here. I'm sure once this plant gets some good sunlight, it's going to green up really nicely. It's kind of being neglected in the dark corner in the plant room, so it's not looking its best right now, but hopefully by the end of summer it'll look pretty good again. It's probably good to give them a bit of a rest period anyway. I'm going to remove this shoot that's coming out really low down here. And this one. And this one. I want to be able to see the roots here a bit. There's a couple coming down really low here. Another one here. Oh, there's one on this side that's really low. It is kind of developing a bald spot on top of this tree. I don't know if there's much I can do about it. That's happened just fairly recently. The foliage sort of grows out from underneath this this growth on top. So I'm not sure if much will sprout up top. I don't know if I'll have to sort of cut that someday or what, but that's the way it's developing. This is quite old, this thing. It's got to be at least probably 25 years old. It's an old asparagus fern, that's for sure. And it may not look like a bonsai, but it's an interesting plant. I'm finishing up by cleaning up the back of the tree, removing some of these lower shoots, and getting rid of all the dead foliage. Untangling it. Well, that's looking pretty good. I think that will do for the cleanup. I'll just try and get rid of all these old needles. Yeah, that's kind of working. Helps a bit anyway. So this is the front of the tree here. I've got my asparagus fern all cleaned up and ready to be repotted into the clay pot. That'll free up this pot for my Blade Runner style needle juniper. I have to head off to Milton this afternoon, so I'll continue the repotting in part 2 of this series. I'm Nigel Saunders. Thanks for joining me today here in the Bonsai Zone.